Hello everyone, welcome back to All the Mods 8. I love that in this moment right now, we just look so far removed from vanilla Minecraft, it's ridiculous. But we are still in this area over here, with a couple of people to take on by the looks of things. Come here. There we go. And still got that fake raid bar looking thing up in the top. What? Is that a music disc? It must be. It has to be. Or maybe it was the, that one? Oh, God. Okay, so, welcome back to All the Mods 8. After last episode, we did find a few things, and obviously have to put a couple of things away. But we're really after getting ourselves some vibranium. Now, I can't remember whether I brought my vibranium sign. I did. So we might have a quick look. But some people in the comments were talking about how I should really go back to the space that I found over here and go underneath it and look for some goodies. So I think we might do that. We'll head over this way, over the top of everything, zoomy zoom, and see if we can find it again. Here we go. So, there are a lot of spawners in here, but we can probably deal with that just from the sky here a little bit. This reach is fantastic. Put a few of these away. We really need to get out the bundles for storing all those, because these things are absolutely filled with spawners. Up here maybe? Let's have a look. Don't know quite what happened there, but I am electric? Oh, I can't see now either. What we might do is just escape through the center. Whoa. Okay. We'll take out those and let's have a look down here. Oh yeah, this goes down a long way. Okay, there's a bundle, and that's going to make things a little bit easier for the time. If we pop over into this and grab our bundle, we can start to fill it up with 64 of these. Save ourselves a lot of space. But my goodness, are these things getting out of hand. So if I take that, make sure that's in here. Pick up these as well. I'm literally just ignoring everybody else. Things are looking a little bit cleaner. Okay. Ooh. Yeah, these are quite significant in scale. We're just going to go through and chop up all of these. Pretty easily deal with everybody else as we go. Damn, there's a lot of spawners. Man, this place is huge. Oh my. We'll probably cut this one up a little bit faster because I don't want to spend another entire episode just going through another dungeon. So, let me clear this out. And see if we can get it to the point where there's nothing more spawning. And then I'll go through and see what kind of loot we can get. Good lord. Excuse me. Pardon me. Excuse me. Pardon me. Just want to get past here. Thank you. Excuse me. At this point, I'm pretty certain I have broken a little over 1,000 spawners. We might just check our stats in a second, but it's reached the point where I am literally throwing them into the trash can. So, if we go into my stats, items times broken. This might not work with modded stuff. Times mined is what I was thinking. Yeah. So obviously a bunch of these are from other things, but I reckon we're getting close to 1,000 purely from this. Like it'd be 800 and I haven't got them all. This thing is a maze. Here we go. There's even more. More. Oh, one's in the walls. I'm starting to get the pattern of them down, but even still. This dungeon is beyond anything I've ever seen. It's so big and so convoluted and mixed around and I'm moving so fast too. I haven't looted any of the chests because I was thinking that I'll go through and clear it and then go through and loot. Oh, see? It's just so easy to miss them as you walk past. Bunch, those ones there. Get rid of that. That there. It's quite literally the dungeon of 1,000 spawners. And it's the size of a biome. It's huge. Wonder if one of the maps would show the scale of it. Let's see. Maybe? Cave layers. You can kind of see it when I do it like that. Just layer after layer after layer after layer. But I've periodically been going back to base, unloading a bunch of stuff, clearing out my inventory and the backpacks, and I've cleared out these backpacks 3 or 4 times. I've done so much organizing, it's ridiculous. But it is my hope that we're getting close. See, there's whole sections that I'm just missing. It's kind of crazy. Got some in there, one there, and if I remember correctly, that means that another hallway comes out onto there, meaning there's a whole other section here that I just have never seen, of course. But my hope is to clear it all out and then come back when I've deposited everything away, like put all of the stuff away, and then we can see what kind of loot we get from this whole place. Because it'd be nice to, if you haven't done one of these before, get an idea of whether it's worth spending the hour or two that I have down here clearing out all of these. I'm definitely strong enough that it's not really a concern, but still, it's ridiculous how many of these there are. It is slowly starting to feel quieter though. Yeah, it's... Look at it all. How am I still finding spawners? There'd be some there, there'd be one on this side, then one on this side. Just everywhere. And what I'll probably do once I have destroyed them all, and when I'm looting, is go through with my little light. My little, oh, there's another layer. My light spell, and actually place down light orbs where I've been so that I can track my way a little bit better. I could have done that earlier, but then I feel like it would have been very difficult for me to actually find my way around where I had been already. So doing it this way has actually been very helpful. Or will be when I start to go to get all of this stuff. I feel like this is an entirely different section that I've never been in. Oh boy. So, I think what I'm going to do, because I have other plans for this episode, is finish going through this whole thing, finish getting rid of all of these, and then loot every single chest, and I will show you, once we are home, I'll show you all the loot that we've got. Because this is going to take me a while, and yeah, I don't much feel like editing up the same thing of me just breaking spawners and killing mobs over and over and over and over and over. So, I'll see you once I've finished this dungeon, if it ever happens, if that point is ever reached. Okay. This is fine. This place is big. Oh my god. I'm still going, and I have been in here for 6.5 hours. So far. I have been looting, fighting, destroying, basically doing everything I can to make my way through this entire place as quick as possible. And it's just never ending. But I believe I'm now up to the last couple of layers. And we may be reaching close to the end. So, plans for this episode have slightly changed. I was originally only planning to do a little bit of work in here and then move on. But this place is so big that I don't think I can achieve that anymore. Oh, these rooms are good. Break those. And did I leave? Oh no. Let's go back the way I came. Which was which way? We'll work it out yet, don't you worry. Thankfully, I switched my my Art Nouveau book over into my offhand. So at least I'm being a little bit more efficient with how I move about this place. I've been here though, but not in there. What is this? Very interesting. Basically, yeah, this place is endless. I've been throwing out essentially every single spawner that I get because I just don't need them anymore. They're all the same. So I put those away. I probably want to keep that. And then I keep a few things and put them away in here. Because as you can see, I have 1,276 vibranium nuggets. Nearly 9,000 aldermodium. I've got 7,500 diamonds. This place is ludicrous. The amount of stuff that you get from here is insane. And it's definitely providing some good loot. It's just also taken me a very, very long time. And I keep hearing the music playing. Okay. Where the heck was I? The reason I asked that is because I had a... oh my god. I had a rubbish bin. And I want it back. Well, I suppose we just keep looting. And I can go back home in a moment and show you how much loot I've actually gotten. I'll just clear this out, put all of this away. And I've been keeping all of the books because some of them have really nice levels in them, like Depth Strider 5, Holding 7, Smite 6, etc. All of the good stuff, Unbreaking 6, things that I can add to my library just to get a good supply of them built up. Look at that book. Sharpness 6, Temptation, Mana Regen 5, Piercing 5, Feather Falling 7. So these are some high level books. And if I come in here, we also have some netherite. Right. So let me show you what it's like at home. Because I had to split this into 2 separate missions. I was running that dungeon till nearly 1 AM and realized how much left I had to go. I literally had to stop. I had to stop before I just kept going all night. I have got more netherite than I could ever use. I probably won't even bother taking enchantments off this. I'm just going to break it all, especially these ones, because most of it is the mythical level. Look at that. The ones that aren't are likely dropped from the mobs. I have swords and swords. Books. Books and books and books. Gems. Lots of gems. It's, yeah. And as you can see, I'm almost out of space again. Oh, there it is. I'll take that. So I can go back and keep looting. Now, at a certain point, I was like, how big is this place? I just couldn't wrap my head around it. And so I put on my night vision and I went into free cam and I realized this place, wait, apparently I still move. This place is huge. It is sprawling. It is super wide. It is layer upon layer upon layer upon layer. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 layers. And it just it just keeps going and going. And if I let my light run out, my night vision, in a few seconds, you'll be able to see that most of it is lit up with my little orbs. There we go. So all of these places I've gone level by level, searched back and forth, and spent an ungodly amount of time lighting it all up, taking out all the spawners, and then moving on to the next layer. And I think I haven't really actually looked around with this, only just to see the scale of it. But I think, yeah, I'm sort of up to the last few layers at the top need to be explored and lit up. You can see there's a few on these last few floors, but I'm almost there. I'm almost there. Oh God, almost done. So I'm going to continue, and then we're going to see the spoils of this raid. Because at this point, I'm going to get enough vibranium to get me started, at least for now, and then I can come back with my quarry and quarry out an area later on. So, once again, let's get back into it. You were an absolute pain. Let's go home. So, in the end, actually I can move this out of my hand now, that's a little bit better. We ended up with a decent sized stack of stuff, and I have a little bit more to just put in there quickly. Yeah, we got a lot of enchanted books. Now, at the end of the day, you don't need to collect this much, and you probably wouldn't. The reason that I did this was purely for science. I wanted to know what kind of loot you would get if you looted everything in the chests. Oh, I don't even have room there. So, depending on your luck level, things would be slightly different, but at the end of the day, this is close to all of the loot that you would get. So if we just put away the last few of these, oh, I don't have enough room for that either. Lucky we finished, because I was just about done with all of that. But that's it. Swords, books, lots of books. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 15 diamond chests worth almost of books. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of netherite gear and 4 of these gems. A lot of them quite good. And I have 339 levels. But the thing that was most interesting to me was the ones that I left inside of my backpack. And that is 10,000 diamonds, 10,000 emeralds, nearly 15,000 gold. It would easily be 15,000 if I put all of these nuggets back together. Nearly 12,000 aldemodium, 36 blocks of netherite, and 1,811 vibranium. Now, let's just let's go downstairs and put a few things away. Put away those and those and those. Put away the egg. And then if we grab all of this, put it in our system like so, we end up with 204 vibranium ingots, as well as an additional 1,300 aldemodium. So I went through and got all of that out of there. I still have the diamond and emerald and everything. I actually can probably take that one out too. But not even looking at the stuff that's in here, like all of this, just in the nuggets that I grabbed from that, I got over 1,300. We had a tiny little bit. Oh, that's right. I also got this one that was in my other backpack. We got a tiny little bit extra, but yeah, about 1,400. So if you were, say, looking to go get some of that sort of stuff, and you went to one of those giant dungeons, it is worth it to get some of those materials. But I must warn you, it took me 9 hours to loot it all. Now, I could have been more efficient if I was grabbing the loot along the way, and also if I wasn't grabbing all of these books. Speaking of which, we might try and put all of these in our library. Do I have an axe? You'll do. This may lag my game. This is going to be satisfying though. Why are you changing color? Okay. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Let's take all of these books. Oh my goodness. Up here. And this is going to get less and less laggy the more I put in. Didn't mean to put that chest in there, but that's fine. Oh my god. Oh, it's getting a little bit faster. Yes. Oh, I can feel my my PC coming back to life. Oh boy. Still going. Oh, we've hit the swords. Phew. So now a lot of these should have a decent amount. Like for example, if we went to something like efficiency, 6,700 in that. Something like, what do we got? Looting, 1,000 on that. Something like unbreaking probably has a decent amount too. 4,100, which is good. Means that we can store a little bit extra. But yeah, that's a lot. And we're going to have to deal with all of this at some point. I don't have the patience for it right now. We're just going to put that away. Thank you for your service. But now that we have a handful of the basic materials that, well, I say basic, but a handful of the good materials, like the allthemodium, the unobtainium, and a little bit of vibranium, enough to get us started at least, I feel like we can move on to some bigger stuff. Some things that are going to help us building up a good supply of general resources and start filling up our network here with those resources. Now, while I was looting, I actually added another 64k because at one point I was getting very close to filling that one, but I did compress some things down and it wasn't too bad. But as we continue, especially with things like this, I'm going to need the space. I'm going to need a lot more space. And so we may start using our allthemodium and our unobtainium and all of that jazz to make things like this time in a bottle. And that's going to require mystical agriculture. And I think that's the mod that I'm going to go into next. Mystical agriculture starts off fairly basic by providing seeds and stuff that can grow stone, wood, and dirt, blah, blah, blah. But then you move on and you start to grow things like coal and honey, aluminium, coral. And then from there, it's to the ends of the earth. You can do animals, of course, which I think give their drops. And there's a lot of hidden stuff here for things beyond that. Diamonds, emeralds, netherite, and even stuff like allthemodium and unobtainium. These things are growable, I believe. Let's see. Recipe, unobtainium nuggets, which we can get from unobtainium essence in mystical agriculture, on top of some soil, but I don't think it has to necessarily be that magical soil. But yeah, unobtainium seeds. And that is gotten by using some insanium, some unobtainium, and a prosperity seed base. So it is hard work, and that's something that I think we want to get into. Oh, it's nighttime. And maybe start growing some crops around the outside. Hello. Can I kill you with my fist? So around maybe inside here, or even another layer on the outside, we might start setting up all of our different crops and working out a way to get it funneling straight back into our system. And then from there, we can upgrade this with 256k. That's easy. We can do that one. And then that's used in the next one. That'll give us 1 million storage. That still doesn't require much that's fancy. And then that's used in the 4 million, which only needs an allthemodium nugget. That's easy. We got plenty of those. We could go for a 16 million, which needs an ingot. We could go for a 65 million, a 262 million with some vibranium, 1 billion, and an infinite storage part. Withering processor requires, I mean, that's easy too. I can do this. And if we build up towards that, then we can start adding these. An infinite range booster, which increases the range to infinitely, and a dimensional card that gives us infinite range in any dimension. We can upgrade. We can become the master of this world pretty much, and potentially start working towards, I'm starting to lean towards and all the modium star. Where is it? Star? This one, ATM star. But that would require, I think it's somewhere in the millions of the nether stars. It needs a black hole, which is a thing. Apotheosis, mechanism, it needs all sorts of high level things. So we'll see. We're going to start making some tracks towards that. And so we may add some extra stuff around the outside of here, growing it all, linking it up to our system, maybe even expanding this farm into a tier 3, a newer version with even more and better storage. Honestly, if we made ourselves an infinite storage part, we could basically put all of this directly into our RS without having to have any of that at all. So there's still major improvements that can be done in this world. But that dungeon absolutely wiped me out, and I've had a little bit on this last week, starting the one-shot SMP, which if you haven't seen is a month-long SMP where we all play in hardcore, a bunch of different content creators, and I'm currently doing some pretty ambitious builds. But don't worry, if you can't switch over to Twitch, I will be putting the VODs up on my VOD channel, and I'm also going to make a movie out of it in the end, once it's done. Along with that, the Vault Hunters, I've taken a bit of a step back because there is a couple of bugs in there that really ruin my playstyle, and I think I want to wait until it's patched before I start releasing that content again. Specifically, the holding F and scrolling through my abilities. I really struggle with using keyboard shortcuts a little bit. I've got some pretty messed up hands, and so I'm going to wait until that's fixed before I start playing it properly again. So with all that being said, I hope you're still enjoying this series, and I would like to say thank you to my Patreon supporters. Thank you so much for continuing to support me and helping me work on all this stuff, stream, do this as a full-time job, basically. You guys are incredible, and I genuinely do appreciate the support. And everyone who's been watching, I think we're in this one for the long run. I'm really enjoying this still. There's a lot of really fun stuff that I want to start looking into. A lot of different mods that are going to make it fun to explore while also grinding, because it's all still new. So with that being said, until the next episode, I hope you all take care of yourselves, and I'll see you then. Bye-bye, everyone. Whoop!